My name is Josephine Olegun.
My name is Jean-Pierre Jacob.
Besma Baloch.
Ishan Call.
Jessica Amako.
I'm Charlotte Cooper.
My name is Cynthia Kramer. I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs here at the Honors College. Dr. Farmer's book speaks to the next generation. In his book, he is speaking to the students that are just either entering college or completing college, and in his book, he's really trying to inspire them to make a difference and to have a career with purpose. And I think those values are things that we really believe in here at the Honors College.
He is so committed to individuals and individual healthcare and his idea of accompaniment that he really embodies making big changes through small action.
During our discussion, he took a call in the middle. It was in the middle of it. It was one of his patients in Sierra Leone, and the way he answered the call, how he would remember everyone in the group's name and what their majors were, what their passions were. He's a very one-on-one person.
When he is engaging with the person that's in front of him, that person is the most important person in the world at that moment to him. And I think that's something that I saw him do over and over again, from the minute he got here until 1:45 in the morning when he left, that even that last student book that he signed was the most important person to him for those few minutes that he was engaging.
There's the track of go to grad school, getting a job in a company, and sitting down and doing the work that you want to do. There's also the possibility of going out into the world and trying to change it a person at a time, which I didn't really think was a possibility until reading Paul Farmer's book.
You know, it's funny, that next day when I went home, I gave my daughter my full attention for the time that I had with her, and I really thought about that, like what a difference that makes.
I think the Honors College has actually done a really great job about emulating Paul Farmer's entire mission. They're obviously really supportive with whatever social action we want to do. The mission course is an amazing example of that. We're being taught to examine social innovation in general with a critical eye.
They're giving you a bunch of people, and they're telling you all their stories, and they're making you inspired to look and say, okay, I can make a difference too. And then they're giving you the opportunity to actually do make that difference.
So all of our students take a common course in their first year, which we call the Honors College Forum. And in that forum, we ask our students to work together in interdisciplinary teams to try to solve global issues. And so I think we've really woven that whole idea not only into the curriculum, but into our foundations.
We have a bunch of different people in different backgrounds doing different majors, and it's so advantageous and beneficial to have so many different mindsets and ways of thinking to be able to collaborate on different projects.
The world is not one problem, and every problem is not just solved by one solution. You need a whole different kind of, even anything needs a whole different kind of solution. Every machine needs all different kinds of nuts and bolts and wires and everything. You can't solve one problem with just one mindset. You need all different kinds of mindsets.
How would you repair the world, if you could?
I think that I would like to repair the world by helping people be compassionate towards others. I think that, especially in the light of the things that are going on in the world today, there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of mistrust, and it's understandable, but at the same time, I think that it comes at a cost of compassion.
You just gotta care. You know, I think that's where we could get the most done. If we just started caring.
Start locally, see what works, what doesn't work, get a feel for it, because locally is where you're most comfortable and where you understand the people the most. Mm-hmm. And then work your way up to the top.
I feel like right now we're not in the mentality, well, I know most people are not in the mentality to start something big, because we haven't gained the right knowledge, we haven't gained the right experience. We're just right now we're all figuring out what we want to be.
They said don't choose a field because you feel like you need to directly lead to global change. Choose a field where you're serving the world in the best way that you know how to, or the best way that you're most passionate about. There are going to be people who are most passionate about public health. It doesn't have to be you. It can be you, but just find that
I'm going to say this. I think what the world needs now, more than anything, is to reject the notion that some people's lives matter less than others. And when you do that, when you say everybody has equal value in the world, then those failures of imagination you guys were so good to read about, they get addressed by youthful exuberance and elderly wisdom. You know? So that's the problem, the biggest problem.
Does Paul Farmer inspire you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
I think it's really hard to not be inspired by Paul Farmer.
He really motivated me to like, he kind of reassured the reasons why I wanted to go back home, because it's like, he was basically like, you can learn as much as you can, and you can be a doctor and you can do whatever you want, but if you can't help others, then what's the point, you know?
He was lit.
And then I decided I wanted to be a doctor in West Africa. Now go figure. I had never been to West Africa. I'd never been on an airplane until I went to college. Right? But that's what I decided somehow. I have some people, I want to say on the Honors College rocks, and I'm so happy to be back at Rutgers. Thank you for having me.
We love you, Dr. Farmer.